Hey, it's No Flesh. How you guys doing? I wanted to come back and just go over some of Cornell West's political stance in the past and current. It's a whole lot, but I just picked out a few that I thought was important, and you guys could go and research it. I believe if we someone had said it. I forget who said it. If we um, vote for him, it will definitely throw a political wrench in the presidential election. One, two. Um, he most likely 90% won't win because they've already selected Ms. Harris, or they already selected Trump. One of the two, but if we vote for Cornell, if you believe in his political stance, um, it could throw a monkey wrench in this presidential election. Hold on. What's going on? Hold on. All right, that's in the Bronx. Um, it could throw a political wrench into this political in this presidential election. Because Kamala, I'm telling you, I gotta do my research. I don't know if I'm gonna do the comparison. I wish I could have found that um, video that broke it down. Um, I most likely will do a history of Kamala and maybe see if there was any comparison to any other presidents in the past. But let me just go over this regarding Cornel West. So I cited this from Wikipedia. So they said here that West has described himself as a non-Marxist socialist, a party because he does not view Marxism and Christianity as reconcilable, whatever that means. He served as an honorary chairman of the Democratic Socialists of America. Let me see what else. What is going on? Okay, hold on. That was my speaker. I lost it. In the Matrix themed documentary entitled The Burly Man Chronicles, he described himself as a radical Democrat, suspicious of all forms of authority. West believes that the overthrow of Saddam Hussein's ugly totalitarian regime was desirable, but the war in Iraq was the result of dishonest manipulation on the part of the Bush administration. Interesting. Okay. West has been involved with such projects as the Million Man March. I think we had one here, and the rest was in Washington. We had one in New York, maybe two in Harlem. And he also was involved in Russell Simmons Hip Hop Summit. Well, we won't make no comments on that. That's a strike for you, West. He has worked with such public figures as Al Sharpton, whose 2004 presidential campaign West advised. Yeah, that was not successful, not at all. Um, Al Sharpton and Reverend Jesse Jackson, that was not definitely not successful. Although Jesse Jackson He did have, he kind of threw a monkey wrench a little bit. In May 2007, West joined a demonstration against injustice faced by the Palestinian people resulting from the Israeli occupation, and to bring attention to this 40-year travesty of justice. Yeah, it's been 40 years, maybe. I don't know. I guess at the time, 2000, yeah, it was 40 years. In 2008, West contributed his insights on the global issue of modernized slavery and human trafficking in the documentary Call Plus Response. West is a member of the Campaign for Peace and Democracy. On October 16, 2011, West was in Washington, D.C., participating in the Occupy D.C. protests on the steps of the Supreme Court over the court's decision in the Citizen United versus Federal Election Commission case the previous year. 5 days later, he was arrested during an Occupy Wall Street protest in Harlem against the New York Police Department's stop and frisk policy. I believe they had an impact in that because they kind of like, they still do it, but it's not blatant because I'm going to tell you. And I know in Harlem, they will roll up. It's this black sports car. And this black little sports car had two rude, obnoxious, racist detectives, because they were always in plain clothes, but street clothes. They would roll up and they would have all the young guys on the fence. And they would stop and frisk him. In certain situations, it kind of like stopped a lot of shootings. It did. But it was humiliating to see those young men on the fence. It was horrible to me. They were living out that black code, and they just would just roll up. They were rude. It was just horrible. Some of those kids, young men, probably were doing things they had no business doing. It's just their approach was horrible, just really horrible. But let me go on with West. West stated that he believed the Russian invasion of Ukraine was a criminal invasion provoked by the expansion of NATO, which is an instrument of U.S. global power, and described the war as a proxy war between the American Empire and the Russian Federation. I believe that. And United States definitely created NATO. In my research, trying to do the comparison of all the presidents, there were two types of NATOs. There was a NATO and then NATO USA. I'll probably try to go find that before we end this live. But let me continue. This is the last piece of what I picked out of the views on Cornel West and politics. West condemned Israeli war against crimes in Gaza Strip. And this has been going on for a while. So it didn't give a date regarding this statement. But Israel has been attacking Gaza for a long time. So this is probably around, because it didn't give a date, and it's nothing current in Wikipedia regard that I seen, because I only went to the politics part, regarding West running for president or anything like that. It did state that someone did ask him in 2004 to run for the president, and he declined at that current time. West condemned Israeli war crimes in the Gaza Strip and called for a ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war, which we're living out today, saying that the U.S. veto at the UN Security Council, to block a vote to end Israel's barbaric genocide campaign in Gaza, and an act of a spiritual obscenity and moral bankruptcy. He called, oh no, this is current then. He called President Biden a war criminal and said Israel and the United States are complicit in the genocide of Palestinians. So his political stance is way better than Kamala. So you guys need to weigh your options. And I really think that we as Black people, if you're going to vote, I come to the realization that this presidential thing, it doesn't benefit us. It's all about the power. It's not about the people. It's not really even about white people. It's about control. And it's not just control of the United States, but control of other countries. Making decisions on the basis of their allies. Europe. That's the only ally I know they have right now, because China and everybody else is not down for them. And they did so bad to them in the past, I guess, is the reason why. So, yeah, I wouldn't, if I vote, which I doubt I will. Hey, Sammy, how are you? How you doing? Yeah, I'm trying to do my thing, girl. I'm trying to persuade us to go to the left wing politics. Let's throw this monkey wrench in this political presidential election thing, because Kamala is a joke. And Cornel West, from what the Wikipedia has a pretty decent political stance. But I wanted to go over this thing with NATO. Let me pull it up. I did oh man, oh boy, I can't tell you. Trying to do that comparison with the presidents, that was stressful, so stressful. But let me see if I can pull it up. And let's see. This have to be it. No, this, no. When did I last do it? Okay. So it's not in that folder. Hold on. I hate not to be prepared. I just came on here for this one thing, and it just opened doors to something else. Okay, so we're going to look up NATO. Hold on. No, I didn't want to do that. Undo that. I'm on a search. I'm not. Okay, NATO. Come on. NATO. Shoot. All right. So let's use Wikipedia, because it'll be a little bit better. Hold on. Wikipedia will be better. I promise. Uh, no, that's not it. Where did it go? Where's my Wikipedia? Okay, here we go. All right, so we're gonna look up NATO USA, because NATO USA, um, that was created, I believe, in the 40s. Did I do it right? Right. It's called Northern African Theater of Occupation, United States Army. That was one NATO. And it was United States Army operation and theater began with the Operation Torch when Allied forces landed on the beaches of Northwest Africa on November 8th, 1942, and concluded in the Italian Alps some 31 months after. So the NATO USA was Africa, French Africa, Morocco, Sicily, that's Italy, South France. That was in 1942. But then they created NATO. They created that. Come on, search, baby. Which is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And it's an intergovernmental military alliance of 32 states, 30 European and 2 North American. And this was established in the aftermath of World War II. The organization implements the North Atlantic Treaty signed in Washington, D.C. Oh, wow. April 4th, 1949. And that wasn't too... Okay, so that was in 1949. Israel occupied... The Jews occupied Israel in 1948, I believe. So this all was together. So the alliance remained in place after the dissolution of the Soviet Union and the Warsaw Pact, and has been involved in military operation in the Balkans, the Middle East, South Asia, and Africa. The organization motto is, I don't know what that means in English. It's some Latin stuff. I couldn't tell you. It's in Latin, so I don't. Okay, was translated a mind unfiltered in deliberation. I don't know what that means. So NATO is an organization that's trying to gain power all over. I believe they're the one that's trying to implement the one world order. Yeah. So, yeah, I then went off to something else. I just wanted to explain that there was 2 types of NATOs. NATO USA, which involved West Africa, Italy, and France. And then this new NATO that was created in 49, sorry. In 1949, it consists of 30 European countries, and 2 North American. And this is like a military alliance of 32 members. Yeah. North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So y'all can research that. I'm going into something I don't even know nothing about. But I'm back. So, yeah, just check him out. let's throw a monkey wrench into this political thing. I'm going to do a research. This is just a quick research, so I'm really babbling because of that video I just posted about Kamala Harris and her boldness and her arrogantness as a DA. In the article I did read about her, right? So in California, I believe she was a DA in San Francisco, right? So there was an overcrowding in the prisons. And so the Supreme Court wanted her to release prisoners that wasn't an actual menace to society. And the DA office, I don't know if she was the head DA. I don't know her position, but whatever position, she agreed with whoever's making these decisions not to release them. And they went back and forth with the Supreme Court for a long time. The Supreme Court demanded them to release these people because of the crowd. The prisons was overcrowded, and it was just not humane. So they wanted some of those prisoners that wasn't a menace to society to be released. And she defied the Supreme Court and refused. The DA office, which she was a part of, refused to release them. And they went back and forth for a long time regarding this. So, yeah, and then this statement that she was making in this video that I posted, yeah, I don't think she would be a great look. I also found out on her father's side, he's Jamaican, but I forget what type of Jamaican he is or what culture he's from. But his parents had slaves, black slaves. So they were slave owners. I'm going to do research to find out why her father and her mother divorced so early. I believe they divorced before to even started school. So yeah, I don't like her. I really don't. I don't like nothing about her. She's using black people, and we're allowing her to. We're allowing her to just because she's black. That doesn't mean anything. If we didn't learn anything, Obama was in office. He was black, and he did absolutely nothing for us. Though he did make a great point that it really starts in the lower political office in order for your requests to be reviewed or just put in place. You have to start at the lower office, your mayor, your councilman, the DA office. Those elections are the ones that's supposed to count. The presidential election really don't count. It's just putting someone in face. What's that? Okay. And someone in your face. And they don't really make the decisions. These elites make the decision, the lobbyists, like Heritage Foundation. This is a big organization, and they have an input in everything, from medical to education to the climate change to the laws, um, to fundings like Social Security, HRA, housing. These people have a input in all of this. In the medical field, pharmaceutical, they are behind everything, and they are the major contributor to that Project 2025. And like someone said, a lot of the things that's placed in Project 2025, they are already working on. And whether we vote for it or not, they slip things through certain bills where we don't see it or we don't review it. We don't even give it. We're not even given the option of a change of a bill. They don't say, "Hey, review this and see if you agree." They don't do that. We have people, House, Senate, is supposed to help us make those decisions for us, and things get slipped in. So I don't know. This political thing is just a joke to me. It doesn't really mean anything, really, because they're going to do what they want to do. They definitely are. I just wanted to. I'm gonna try. I got a lot of other things going on. Um, I really want to do the comparison because um, the video that I seen, and I can't remember who it was. I thought it was RZA. I hope you guys went to 3 Mills. I think it's 3 Mills channel and look at RZA. Listen to RZA. RZA is the truth, really the truth, and he's so right. He stated that we as Black people are afraid to come together and build, like in Tulsa, and it was other places that was thriving as Black people here in New York in Central Park, Seneca Valley land or whatever. Um, Blacks came together and bought. I forget how many acres. I just read that the other day, and they was thriving. They had schools. uh, They had post office. They had a lot of things going on, and because they wanted to take that land and develop Central Park, they undersold them. They paid them for the land, but they didn't pay them for the cost, the actual value of the land, and gave them the money for it, and they were displaced. Displaced. And not only was it for Black people that were living there, the Irish was living there, the Germans was living there, because during that time that they had this land, the Irish wasn't popular. They weren't very liked. The Germans definitely wasn't very liked. Um, so they lived there to avoid the New York City has always been crowded. So during that time, it was super crowded and it was unhealthy. People living on top of people. So that land was great for them, and uh, for them to manipulate them out of that land is crazy. And when you go to Central Park now, go there. The Lilies really think that's theirs. And the Seneca Valley, if I'm saying it right, was like they said from 82nd to 86th Street um, on the west side. It's really richy over there. You go over there and you can smell the money over there. I believe they did Diana Ross Park because I used to take my kids over there to that park. I always gravitated to the west side. I always did. For some reason, in that area. So maybe it was that connection. I'm not sure. But yeah. And you go there, you walk through there, they give you this look. I took my kids one time, they were kids. And every time I go to Central Park, it's like a new experience because it's like somewhere I've always stumbled across somewhere I've never been. The park is really big. So we stumbled across this area where it was a pond. It was a very big pond and it had the ducks and stuff. And so my kids start throwing little rocks, but not at the to hurt the ducks. But you know how you throw the rock in the water and it does the little dance. So that's what they were trying to do. And this lily lady, she was like, I forget what she said. She was really rude. And I told her that she needs to mind her business. And I'm saying it nicely on here and go about her business, that my kids is not doing no harm to nothing and to going about your business. Your bird watching heifer. Because that's exactly, she had on this bird watching outfit. They too much. They just too much. You go to that park and it's a beautiful park. On 59th Street, a block away from Columbus Circle. I think it's more on Fifth Avenue. It's an entrance that I used to go and I used to just chill. I loved going to Central Park. I really did. It was, and I'll go by myself because it was just peaceful. You know, sometimes, you know, you be lifing and you just need that peace. So I would go and I would sit on the bench and I would read my book, or I'd just sit there and look at the beautiful flowers. And you could just feel the tension in the air when you come and you sit. It's like, how dare you sit here? It's crazy. And I would just look at them and say, my tax money, I work just like you do. My tax money paid for this park and I'm going to sit here. And if you don't like it, go on about your business. So, yeah, you know, it's just a lot of manipulation they do. And I don't know how about y'all. I'm tired of it. I really am. I'm so tired of it. How it's crazy. Words can't even explain how I feel. For real. So, in order to throw a monkey wrench, we should just vote for Cornel West. And let's see how it goes. You know, if you want to vote black, this man, and he's well educated. It's been around for a long time. Let's see what his credentials are. Let's see. Okay. So it says Cornel West, Ronald West, born June 2nd, 1953. Oh, he's a Gemini. He's an American philosopher, theologian. I can't pronounce these damn words. I got a twist of a tongue. Political activist, politician, social critic, public intellectual, and occasional actor. He's a grandson of a Baptist minister. West's primary philosophy focused on the roles of race, gender, and class struggle in American society. A socialist, West draws intellectual contributions from multiple traditions, including Christianity, the Black Church, democratic socialism, left-wing, populism, neo-propagandism, all kind of stuff. I can't even pronounce half the stuff this man is involved in. Among his most influential books are Race Matters and Democracy Matters. West is an outspoken voice in the left-wing politics in the United States. During his career, he has held professorships. That's what I know him as, a professor. Fellowship at Harvard University, Yale University, Union Theological Seminary. That's a really good seminary. Princeton University, Dartmouth College, Pepperdine University. I've never heard of this. Pepperdine University. And the University of Paris. He's a frequent commentator on politics and social questions in many media outlets. So he's well versed in all that he does. So why not give him the opportunity? We need to. They want Kamala Harris for a reason. For a reason. So we need to throw a monkey wrench in that. So I don't know how this live is going. I got a serious headache. This headache ain't go away yet. Not at all. I really wasn't going to go live, but after I seen that, I just wanted to tell y'all about Cornel West. So, yeah, I'll probably be posting little shorts. You know, how y'all like my new AI? Isn't she cute? She got much attitude too. I tell you, because if you see me now without the AI, I am tired and weary. I got such a headache. For real. I could think the heat and just things. So, this is it for my live. This wasn't a planned live. This is a spur of the moment live. Sammy, I thank you for a quick view. Yeah, there was something else I wanted to say. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys are familiar with William McRae. He was on YouTube a long time ago. Him, William McRae, King Jives, Larry Reed, and then Sidebar CTV. And they were like the first gossip type of platform that I looked at. And so it was a mess that went on with William McRae, and somehow or another he got banned off of YouTube. But him and Larry Reed seem like they have reconciled, and Larry Reed seemed like he's helping him get his platform off. And he's back. He's so hilarious. He is. He's mean as I don't know what. Messy as I don't know what. But yeah, he's a hot mess too. But he's funny. He got this church swag, which I really love. Yeah, he has this swag about himself. I'm not gonna make no comment on that. If you go and check him out, it's at Sir William McRae. Check him out. He's hilarious. He really is. I hope him and King Jives is okay as well. I hope they all are good, because they were Larry Reed, William McRae, and King Jives were the content creators for the Christian community. When you wanted to find out the tea, you would go to their channel to find out the tea of what's going on. William is Kojic. I believe King Jives is Kojic too. I'm not sure what denomination is Larry Reed. But yeah, it got really messy among the three, and things just went left. So I'm glad that everybody is thriving in that area. For sure. I can't wait to check William out. I got to be in the mood for William, though, because he's a hot mess as well. Well, so if they can reconcile, I think that beef sector can reconcile too. How about that, guys? But anyway, that's just what is that? a water balloon thrown at you. Stop all this bickering. Stop it. Stop it. It's not making y'all guys look good. Not at all. But, you do as you like. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to inspire. So, my inspiration is for y'all to stop bickering. For sure. But anyway, I'm going to end this. I'm going to go get me something to eat. Y'all have a great night. I'm going to look at this live. And if it don't seem to be up to par, I'm going to delete it or edit it. One of the two. But y'all guys have a great one. And good night. I'm going to get better at this. It's just I haven't had time. But when I see things, I just got to come on and just tell y'all about it. So y'all have a great one, okay? Talk to you later. Bye.